Hello guys, and welcome to my new video. In this video I'm going to talk about why I hate World of Tanks. I apologize in advance because English isn't my first language, so I'm sorry for any mistakes that I will be making. First of all, I want to say why I'm making this video. As you can see, I'm playing World of Tanks for a very long time. I really liked this game and it was very fun, very enjoyable with your friends. Solo, I made new friends. It was very unique and special experience. It had potential to be something very special, very fun and enjoyable with your friends, but developers and greed took it over. It is going downhill, and it is going downhill for some time, so the future isn't so bright. Nonetheless, let's start with a few things I really hate about World of Tanks. First of many problems are the maps, or lack of them. There are plenty of maps in the game to choose, but more or less they're all similar and there are different variations of same map. Here we will find some maps that I think that are the problem. We will see some good maps, good examples. Some of the maps are completely useless for some types of tanks. So let's dive in on some maps. First map that we're going to talk about is Airfield. I ban this map on every time I can, because I think that this map is outdated, it is boring. A huge part of this map is useless, like this part over here is useless. Only some light tanks can go here to try and spot enemies that are camping back there, but this area is off limit. So if you are trying to flank, there is a lot of TDs here, a lot of TDs here, so you just can't move. This is no-go zone. Also, the problem is there is one corridor here and another corridor here. So all heavy tanks will try to go one of those two routes. Problem is TDs that are camping here, TDs that are camping here, so they see every tank that is going here. You just need to side scrape, use your gun depression, use your armor, and try to fight your way out. Tanks are camping here, tanks are camping here, so if you're trying to go around, you will get truck shots, TDs can kill you, TDs can hit you, artillery can hit you. Those zones are really so annoying and so boring to play. There are some good parts, like this and this. You can cover from this position entire middle section and this section here. Problem is that there is a lot of rocks, a lot of elevation, so you don't have clean shots, and you can fire from this angle to here of any tanks that are coming this way. This was one of the best flanks in this map, but it is so low ground here, it is so low ground that if you try to make a move, you will get shot from here or from here, or from here. Any tanks that are here, they can shoot you. So this zone is off limit. If the enemy has any brain left in their head, this zone is off limit, this zone is off limit, so you only have like half of map. Himmelsorf. I think that this is a good map. This is bad map for artillery only, but they can still have their role here. This map isn't too large, isn't too small. It is just, I think, for this type of game, it is just perfect. You have more ways to play this game, to play this map. Heavy tanks usually go on this line here, or they try to go and take the hill. Most important part of this map is the hill. That is the best position to be. As you can see from here, you can see almost entire map. Only some parts of the left side you can't control from here, but mostly of the map you can control from there. You can have some visual representation of where to go next. On hill, usually the medium tanks are going, but if you have some fast tanks, fast heavy tanks, or tanks with gut turrets and good depression, you can use this position here or try to climb up, and there are a bunch of rubble here, you can use as your cover. Light tanks go to the tracks, TDs are back here, TDs are back here. Some TDs stay here to shoot on this side, some TDs stay here to shoot on this side. Usually on the middle there is nobody. If you're a bold player, you can try and drive light tank here, here or here to perma-spot anybody here, or to drive here and try to make some moves in some place. This map is good. It can be better, but it is good. And I think that more maps should be like this. Maybe slightly bigger and slightly more terrain for the light and medium tanks maneuvers, but it has its flaws, but overall I think it is a good map. Next map that we are going to talk about is Lakeville. For me this is also a good map, but it has problem on its own. Like this left side, this entire left side is useless. The terrain here is different from here, and tanks drive slower here. Also there is a ridge here, so tanks need to climb and to shoot over the ridge on the other side. This part of the map can be held like with 1 or 2 TDs and 1 artillery. So even if you have 10 tanks here, 1 TD here, 1 TD here and 1 artillery here can stop all of them here. So this part of map is slow, and I think it needs to change so that more tanks can utilize it. Even if you go from here, from here to here, you're totally exposed. There will be tanks here, there will be tanks here, there will be tanks here, here, shooting you from any angle. Also on the other side, if you break, you can go behind here, but you'll need to capture this base. Tank will be here, tanks will be here, tanks will be here, here. So this is just useless part of the map. Most important part on this map is the middle road, and it is the best position for light tanks. Fast and good light tanks will go to this rock here or maybe here and try to spot anything that moves from around here. TDs will be back, medium snipe tanks will be back, TDs will be and mediums will be here also. On enemy side, TDs and mediums will be also here and maybe here. There is also a city, and you need to take a city so you could move from the safer zone with more cover to the enemy base here and here. In the city usually it is for the heavy tanks and mediums, but artillery can also have its role there. So this map is map for all the roles. There isn't any specific type of tank that would like to get this map, because any type of tank can be on this map and have a good time. I think it is a good map because all types of tanks can play on it. Mines. This map is so useless in higher tiers. I mean, this map is okay map, but for like 6, 7 or maybe top 8 tier tanks. Any above that, I don't think this map should be played, because it is so small. You will either win 15-0 or lose 15-0 in 3 minutes in this map. Most important part is the hill. Whoever takes the hill can spot everywhere on the map. So light tanks and fast mediums should go to secure the hill from the enemy. Also there is a difference from the sides. This side for taking the hill is a bit easier than this side. So map isn't balanced, and it is so small that when you come here, everything we can see everything. You can see for miles, literally. This map can be fun and can be enjoyable, and it is fun and it is enjoyable, but for higher tier tanks I just think that it is outdated and should not be on tier 9 on tier 10 tanks. Next map that we're going to talk about is Paris. La Pavie. This map is symmetrical, so both sides have same opportunities and same disadvantages and advantages. So on paper this map should be perfect. but it is like there isn't too much to do, because there is streets, corridors. You can't go in flank. When you try to flank, you're getting shot from every fucking side. On this map, maybe medium and heavies have a good time. TDs and light tanks usually go on this side and try to snipe or spot or anything that is on the other side, but if there is nobody here, so you're just sitting and waiting in a bush. This map for me isn't so good. Maybe others like it, but I really don't. Paris is a really good example of good map on paper, but in reality pretty bad. Next map is Siegfried Line. Siegfried Line is really good map, and I really enjoy playing on it. It is really old, and there is a lot of opportunity for every kind of tank to play it. It isn't too small, it isn't too large. Everyone can have fun playing it, except if you are playing it in standard mode, like this. For me, standard mode for Siegfried Line should be deleted or not be able to play. On encounter or defense attack, this map is really good, really great, and you have more than one ways to attack, more than one ways to advance. You're defending the city, so it can become something very good, and you can have very good games on it. But on standard mode, this map is so annoying and so bad that there is no words to describe it. Every battle turns into holding this line here, and all tanks that have good side armor for side scraping, good turret armor, because there is rubbles on every corner. There is some rubbles, so heavy tanks come here and you just can't do anything. They're low, they're premium shells, fire at your weak spots and you are gone. If you try to make some moves, some advances, like going in here and going here, there was path that you could take back in the past. Now that path is blocked, so you can try to go around. When you go here, TDs shoot you from here, TDs shoot you from there. If you try to go here to flank those tanks there, TDs shoot from here, TDs shoot from there. Mediums can flank you. You are all alone here. So this map on standard mode is so fucking broken and so fucking boring. For me, this map on standard mode is skillless. You can play with broken tank and stand in some rubble and shoot premium ammo and get decent damage, or you can stand and nobody will come to rush, because every move you could make on this map is punishable, so then punishable that nobody dares to make any moves. That is why I think this map is broken. And for the good maps, I think that every other map in this game is good enough. Prokhorovka is good for all tanks, especially for artillery and for light tanks. Murovanka also. It is good for all kind of vehicles. Live Oaks. It is good for all kind of vehicles, and there is some flaws in all of these maps, but in general looking, they are good enough. So that is my opinion on them. I could talk for hours about maps in World of Tanks, but we don't have that much time, so I will make my conclusion here, and that will be all as regards of maps. So we will come to the next point. This is the most important shell in the game, high explosive anti-tank. It is premium ammo, it doesn't lose penetration over distance, it has 0 degrees of normalization. If it hit any part of vehicle, it reacts as the maximum thickness of that armor, so it can't reduce armor by normalization. Also, this type of ammo shouldn't be able to go through walls, through tracks, through any space armor. In past that was the case, but lately I can see that more and more tanks shoot this type of ammo at me and track me, damage me at the same time. They are going through my spaced armor like it is nothing, and I really didn't know why, because this was one of the balancing facts of this ammo in the past, at least, that they can't go through objects like fences, walls, and tracks and spaced armor. But as you can see here, it clearly says that heat shells lose 5% of their penetration value for every 10 centimeters traveled after hitting the first layer of armor. After hitting sloped or spaced armor, your actual penetration only goes down by 5% after 100 millimeters of that armor. So I think that this is broken and stupid. They make most of the money on the premium accounts and on premium shells, because they lose players most of the credits. So if you want to have a good game, you'll need to fire this type of ammo, because there are some broken tanks in the game and you can only penetrate some tanks with this type of ammo. That is why this ammo is worst thing that wargaming has to offer currently. Let's talk about RNG. Why is RNG so special and so important? Because there is 25% of RNG in this game. What does that mean? That means if your vehicle does 100 damage, it has potential to do 125 maximum damage and 85 minimum damage, and everything in between. Why is this important? Because it is like gambling, and that is why it is addictive, because gambling is addictive. It makes every battle unique, and it makes every battle like different, because your gun doesn't behave all the time the same. Sometimes you will have high rolls and kill the enemy that you wouldn't be able to do if you had normal damage, but sometimes when you are certain that you are going to kill that enemy, you get low roll and that enemy stays alive. For the damage, I agree, it should stay the same, because it is the fun of the game. As much as we hate it, it is the fun of the game. Problem is that there is also 25% of RNG on penetration. That is, for me, that is completely useless. Maybe it should be like 15 or 10%. Then we would feel like we have some control of our penetration and of our aiming or something like that. Because now you can fire 4 shots in the exact same place, and if you're around that armor penetration possibility, 3 shells can penetrate on the exact same point, on the exact same distance, while 4th shell can bounce, which is mind-blowing. Same spot, everything same, your 4th shell bounce. I think that they should lower it to 10 or 15%, and maybe that way game will be more realistic, more enjoyable, because we could have some control over it. Also, there is RNG about aiming and accuracy. Sometimes your shells feel like the enemy tanks have magic field around them. When you fire those shells, they suddenly drop on the ground before the tanks, or they're heading straight, but at the time when they are going to hit the tank, they just go left or right from it, or go up, so it feels like they're doing it on purpose. I don't know, maybe they are. I was convinced that they are doing it on purpose, because those situations I can't explain. My shell can go from one point of the map to the other without the problem, but on 100 meters, just on 100 meters, like it loses all its strength and go in the ground before the tank. Those things are just unbelievable. So I'm hoping that they are going to fix this, because it is annoying and it reduces the skill of the player. RNG can be one of the most annoying and one of the most enjoyable parts of this game. So it is double-edged sword, and it can be improved, but as we can all see, Wargaming doesn't want to improve this game, so we can all hope and pray that they will come to their senses. Okay, now for the next point. And the final topic is overpowered tanks and artillery. I selected tier 8 tanks and checked their win rate. In top 50 tanks with the biggest win rates, and those are tanks that are being played like Boruske and LT, Skoda. In top 50 tanks, those are all premium tanks. On next page, in another 50 tanks, there is only 2 tanks that are not premium. 2 tanks that are not premium, and they are light tanks. In another page, situation is a bit better. But what is the point? The point is that the Wargaming has added so many premium tanks and so many overpowered tanks that they are ruining the game. They are ruining the matchmaking, they are ruining experience for new players, they are ruining experience for free-to-play players. Back in the day, premium tanks were slightly worse than a Tech 3 tank, but now they are just plainly better in every aspect. And there are some tanks that are so overpowered that it isn't even fair to play against them in a higher tier tank. One of those tanks is Boruske. It is medium tank that has auto loader, but it is so fast, it has so good concealment, it has so good view range, two shells in a clip. It just dominates the battlefield. They are also doing this scam. There is Meal, that is exactly same tank as Boruske, that is same tank, everything is the same, only skin is different. So they are adding like new tanks, but they are adding old tanks concealed as new tanks, so players can spend more money and there will be more those tanks on the battlefield to ruin everybody's experience. What is the point of this? As all you can know, it is the money. Wargaming is a greedy company. They only care about money. They don't care about players. They don't care about new players. They don't care about old players. They only care about profit, and this is clear example of it. Tier 8 is probably the most played tier in the game, and best ways to earn money in World of Tanks is with premium account and premium tanks. Best premium tanks are tier 8 premium tanks, so Wargaming knows that they are going to sell that, but they are making them so overpowered that it isn't funny. It isn't enjoyable experience for any players. Also, they are making same mistakes over and over again. They're making overpowered tanks, entering them in game and don't doing anything about them. Why are they doing that? Money, and only money. I'm not trying to make this video 1 hour long, and I could rant about World of Tanks for several days probably, but I will make this video a bit shorter, so I'm not going to go in much in details here. But point is, they need to balance new tanks. If they want some companies to look out for, like League of Legends, they are doing minor tweaks, micro patches every month or so. If they buff some champions or nerf some champions, they are watching the real-time development of them and real-time play. They can plan their patches according to that. So why is World of Tanks not doing it like that? I really don't know. Maybe I know, because they want money. They don't want to make good tank to sell that tank for millions of customers and then to nerf that tank. That is big problem for matchmaking, because when some good tank appears in the shop, everyone who has the money will buy it, and it will ruin matchmaking for every rest of them. If you're trying to play this game for free, you can't, because it is pay to win, literally pay to win. So this isn't only problem with tier 8, it is problem with every tier in the game, especially in tier 10, because there was some campaigns where you could win some unique tanks. Problem is that they made the most powerful tank in the game, and it was tier 10 tank, and only few people could get it. Those people must be very good players. So you're giving for very good players broken tanks so they can be even better. That ruins possibility for free-to-play player to have any impact on the game. They are making tanks and buffing tanks that can only be penetrated by heat shell, because that is the premium shell, and they are removing weak spots. They are creating weak spots that are smaller, harder to hit. They just want more money and want more players to buy their tanks. We can see here on live model for Object 279. Look at this armor. Look at this armor. Look. You can't pen it even with heat. You can't pen it even with heat. So it is for tier 8 tanks. If you see this tank in the game, if you're playing tier 8, you should just try and shoot yourself to death. I mean, there is nothing you can do about it. Let's look at tier 8 premium tank that we mentioned. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You can't even pen it with tier 10 or tier 9 premium ammo. Look at this. Only point you can pen it is this hatch over here, but it is only when he aims down at you. So if he's aiming at you on a flat terrain, you can't even see this. Look at this armor. Look at this. So this isn't ridiculous. Even lower plate. This should be like lower plate of this tank. This entire thing should be like lower plate. But he really has only one lower plate. Lower plate. If you're trying to shoot this tank with tier 8 tanks, good luck. You're not going through it even with tier 8 tanks. Look at this. And this is premium tank. He also has stupid gun that can do 800 damage to enemy vehicle. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, every tier 6 can get like one shot from here, and he can fight against tier 6 tanks. Also, good example is this tank, this Vipera, this tier 8 tank, TD. Look at this armor. Look at this armor here. Just look at this. Tier 8 premium Italian tank, by the way. Tank destroyer, so he has good gun. Just look at this. Look at this. Look at the weak point. Look at the weak point. How can you hit this? Even if I'm 50 meters, even if I'm ramming him, I can't hit that weak point. Lower plate isn't a weak point. Only this lower plate. Lower plate. And even if you are trying to hit it, good luck. Good luck aiming on that. And this isn't overpowered. Yeah, right. 10 degrees of gun depression. You're working every ridge and nobody can pen you. Look at this. There is some. I think this wasn't a weak point back in the day. Maybe they made it. This was weak point every time, but if he's shooting like this, you can't fire it. You can't fire it. Also, good luck hitting this. You can try to aim and hit it if you are very close to the tank. Usually you will hit like armor besides it or gun. So what was my point? My point is that their grade is ruining this game. They're making more and more overpowered tanks. Tech 3 tanks are becoming useless. They're ruining matchmaking. They're ruining the fun of the game. They are removing the skill of the player. Now skill is the number 2 key on your keyboard. It is premium ammo. You don't even need to aim very well. You just have to press your 2 key and to fire at enemy tanks. Lock them on and some of the shell will pen. This is setting for anyone who wants to play this game on a competitive level, to enjoy it with friends, to have some fun playing. They are purposely ruining everything. And last thing that we are going to talk about is artillery. They were trying to fix it for some time, but they still don't know what to do with them. On some maps artillery is useless, on some maps artillery is godlike. Artillery can ruin everybody's game. They have stun that literally makes your tank useless for the next 10 or 15 seconds. I could swear that sometimes I got stunned for 20-30 seconds. Especially if 2 or 3 artillery are shooting at you. You can't move, your aim is worse, your gun handling is worse, your movement is worse, your reloading is worse. They're just ruining the game. How they can balance it, I really don't know. I watched old videos when they explained why there is artillery in the game, because back in the day there were some really hard to pen tanks and they can take some good locations on maps, so you couldn't dig them out, only artillery could dig them out. So I get it. If you're playing tactically, artillery is good, but in every fucking game I played, I am playing medium, light, heavy, TD, anything, I get shot with artillery. I'm going in the front line, so artillery is made to deal with the camping tanks behind, to deal with the tanks that are in good positions. But those tanks are spotted later in the game, so artillery is focusing me at the time on the front line. So you're being punished for playing aggressively, for trying to make some movement, to try to take some objectives on the map. You are getting punished. No matter what map, no matter what tank I play, if I first spotted, artillery is first focusing me. Those are some problems that I think World of Tanks have, and this video could be longer, but I don't want to annoy you anymore. There is only one more thing that I will talk to you, and that is some of solutions for this game. And stay with me. And finally, some solutions for the World of Tanks. In my humble opinion, I think that the biggest problem is the premium ammo. I think that they should limit the number of premium shells every tank can have, and also lower the base damage. If they only lower the base damage, then tanks will just carry more premium shells, and they will stay behind, snipe, and get damage done. If they only limit the number of shells, that still wouldn't solve the problem of shells being too OP with their penetration, and this will make game more skill based. You will need to aim on enemy targets, you will need to aim weak spots, you will need to calculate when to use premium shells, when don't use premium shells. When you are going in some tanks one-on-one, you know that if you are firing premium shells you'll have lower DPM. So basically that one change could completely change how players are playing this game. Also, premium shells made armor obsolete, so some tanks that have better armor can now have a role in this game. I understand Wargaming is a company, they need to make profit, they need to make money. They are milking us in every fucking way. WOT plus, premium accounts, premium vehicles, battle passes, premium battle passes, black markets, loot boxes. They are milking us in every way. If they wanted to make more money, they could make it by maybe cosmetics, but not like they are doing it now with premium shells. That is the first thing that I think that needs to be changed, and that could make a huge improvement in life in World of Tanks for every player. Next, I think they need to balance and change maps. Add a new one, add a map limiter for some tiers. They need to have open beta servers so players can come in, hop in and test and see how maps work. They also need to be doing, if not monthly, then 3 monthly buffs and nerfs and analyzation of some vehicles, and that would be it. I think that if they do those things, the game will be like new, and like in the back in the days when I started playing. It was so unique, so fun, so interesting. I clearly can remember now. My first tank was M4 Sherman, tier 5 tank, and I got it like in 2 days. I grinded it like day and night, and it was fun for me then. It was something new, unique. I didn't know where to aim, I didn't know where to shoot, I didn't know about ammo, I didn't know about camo, anything. My crew was worst, but I still enjoyed it. I think that everybody can enjoy it now if they just listen to us. Not particularly me. There are many people that are smarter and more capable than me, and probably they know more than me. But they just don't want to listen to anybody. This is video from my heart. I don't know how many views it will get, and I really don't care. I just wanted to put it out so that everybody can see on which side I am. I'm wishing you all the best, and I'm hoping for all the best. Even if they don't change anything, there will still be players who play this game. But it is going downhill, and it is going downhill fast. That is all from me in this video. I am thankful for everything and everyone who came here to watch this video, and I hope that you learned something new, or you agree something with me or disagree. Everybody has right on its own opinion, and we just can pray and hope that something will change for a better in the future. Goodbye and God bless.